Man, I am happy this season is over. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to RJF Media. I'm Rob. Sorry for my voice. I'm a little sick right now, but I just kind of want to make this video to give my thoughts on what the future of this team is. After the press conference today and some of the releases that have happened, um, yeah, I'm not feeling too optimistic. I didn't feel too optimistic even before all that happened. Um, Here are my thoughts why. You know, you. I think what this season, I think what really hurts so much is just all the optimism we had, right? Aaron Rodgers, big free agent move. It's going to bring us to the promised land. We got Hackett. He works in Hackett's system. You know, uh, let's see what Hackett can do. He had a really good stint with Jacksonville in 2017 in the playoffs and Blake Bortles and all that. But what we ended up seeing was after four plays in, this team, specifically this offense, just was not able to adjust. They weren't able to adapt anything to the game to any other quarterback's game plan. Um, what they're scheming and everything, it made no sense. All of us, it just seemed like the same thing as last year. Run, pass, run, pass. Third and long, penalties. Penalties have been worse this year. We lead the league in penalties. Just being unprepared. Offensive line always looks like they have no idea what's going on. Whiffing on blocks, missing blocks, not picking up stunts. And it all just... Oh, and also delay of games, offsides or false starts on, tight ends and receivers and all the drops, and just nothing seems to be getting better from last year. And, I think if the majority of the problems, it is coaching. It is coaching or lack thereof. With everything I just stated, that's all coaching. Just players not knowing what to do, lack of awareness, lack of preparedness. How many times have we seen the Jets come out this year and they just come out flat again? Or the offense just unprepared. The defense gives up a couple of big chunk plays to start off, and this team is unprepared. They're honestly on offense, they're not good. They're not good, and again, that's what hurts so much about this season is all those cracks that we didn't think were there, or we kind of just refused to see because of these rose-colored glasses of Aaron Rodgers. They reared their ugly head. Then, of course, Woody Johnson comes out the other day and says, nope, everyone is safe. Everyone's coming back. Maybe they'll fire Keith Carter or, something like that. Todd Downing. But in all honesty, it's not going to make much of a difference because this is from the top down, just not being prepared, and then solid not coaching. He's not a head coach. He likes to put out there that he's a CEO type head coach, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't make adjustments. He doesn't, when you see him on the sidelines, he just stands there. He's the world's most expensive cheerleader when we're winning, and the world's most expensive statue when we're losing. He doesn't talk to players. He has one or two outbursts a game, but that's really it. So it's like who really is running this team? Who's preparing this team? Because what are they doing all week in practice? Because everything that they practice all week, everything that they practice, it doesn't translate to the field. So who's overseeing this, seeing all this happen, seeing this team completely dissolve, and say to themselves, "Yep, looks good. This is what we're gonna go with." And on Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whenever the Jets are playing, I guess it's and the only solution is, well, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. But with all the issues I just listed, what do we expect Aaron Rodgers to do? Do we expect him to coach the team, manage the team, set up the game plan for the team, effectively make sure everybody's in the right position, doing what they're supposed to, cut down the penalties, and catch the ball, block, and then be the quarterback of this team? this team is so much further than just a quarterback, even if it is Aaron Rodgers away. And then even going into the offseason, you see a lot of content creators come out with, oh, well, how to fix the Jets this offseason. I'm not so sure that there isn't going to be a Jets tax starting up again this offseason. Guys like Mike Evans, who are a free agent, T. Higgins, why would they want to come here? Why would they want to come here? They've seen, firsthand that this coaching staff is absolutely inept. They can't adapt anything. They don't. This offense doesn't do anything well. Even with Rodgers coming back, why would I risk years of my playing career to go play for that when there's other teams that are wide receiver needy, like the Chiefs, like the Buccaneers, like the Colts, who really came out and played well this season despite having so many deficiencies as well. And this team just constantly comes up with excuses. They're okay with losing, and that's the culture. The culture is there is no culture. I kind of equate the respect players have for Robert Saleh to the respect a child has for the quote-unquote cool parent, which is they really don't have any. Of course, I'm not going to publicly come out and say that, but we've seen in recent weeks, and even just throughout the season, a lot more players willing to speak up against this coaching staff, saying, like Lazard, we were just out-prepared, out-toughed. Players like Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, saying they don't know what else to say, what else to do. They're just not prepared. And it's the reason why there's that nuance of, oh yeah, these players respect Saleh, is because there is no accountability. There aren't players. He doesn't get in players' faces. He doesn't discipline players. He doesn't hold players accountable. There is none in that. So that's why I kind of equate those two things and kind of make them kind of similar in comparison. The other thing is just the management of this team you've seen has really taken a hit this year on Joe Douglas's end. Just the lack of either just awareness or care to improve this team, like get a solid backup quarterback, to get more depth on that offensive line. And when it comes to offensive line, I think some of it's overblown on Douglas because he has invested a lot. But this year, especially when you put all your eggs in the Dwayne Brown basket, that hasn't worked out at all. When you put all your eggs into the Mekhi Becton basket where you're hoping he can stay healthy, and he was, to his credit, he was healthy this year, but he's the worst rated left tackle in football. And it's, again, that comes down to coaching. He looks extremely lost this year. A lot of missed blocks, a lot of lack of awareness to pick up stunts and everything else, but that's the whole offensive line in general. So I don't know. I don't know. I really think that the future of this team does not really look great, especially if Rodgers only plays a year, which I think he will, for the simple fact that I think, again, this team, this organization, these fans are going to have these rose-colored glasses on next season. While Rodgers is coming back, he's going to fix everything, and then say, at the end of the season, holy shit, we got a lot of problems on this team from the top down. It's not just Rodgers, and I think Rodgers might honestly see that, look at that, say, you know what, this thing hasn't gone corner plan 2 years in a row. I'm done. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna whatever. I can't do this for another year, and then we're back to rebuild mode. I honestly, I don't see this working out well for the Jets. What's the solution? I can't give you a definitive answer, but I would definitely start by making the changes on the offensive side of the ball. I would not have secured their jobs. I would have fired Hackett after losing 30-0 against the Dolphins, and just putting someone else in there and trying to get a spark somewhere. If if his offense cannot work with Aaron Rodgers, a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers coming off Achilles surgery, then why is he here? Because you have to expect at least a couple games where Rodgers might be out. And if you're kind of just punting on those games because, well, we don't have Rodgers, then why is Hackett here? You've seen how ineffective his offense is. And guys like Keith Carter, Todd Downing, they should have been gone. Should have been gone yesterday. I would just really look and do a little soul searching and try to find guys that are actually established in this league on that side of the ball to come in and hopefully make a big impact. Second, I would have put a playoff mandate, not just a playoff mandate, but if you get in as a wild card team, you better win that wild card round. Because we can't do this, we can't stop, we can't keep making excuses on why things didn't work. Because good coaching staffs and good teams, they overcome that. They find ways to win outside of their deficiencies. And this team, they haven't done it in the 3 years Salah's been here. They haven't done it. They've consistently lost, and not just lost, but gotten blown out on primetime games and just looked awful on national TV, with no real answer on how to improve. Obviously losing 16 straight to Belichick. That's not all on Salah, but some of the worst losses in Salah's head coaching career with the Jets has been against Belichick. Just awful games where he just, again, doesn't look prepared. His team isn't ready, getting out-coached, and it has to end at some point. So I would have made those mandates. Both Salah and Douglas would have been on the hot seat. And the last thing I probably would do, if a coach like Harbaugh or Tomlin become available, if I'm Woody Johnson, I'm swallowing my pride. I'm admitting it was a mistake to basically secure these guys' jobs for another season, and I'm going out and I'm doing what I need to do to get someone like a Tomlin or a Harbaugh in here. Just guys that have been proven winners, especially Tomlin, 17 straight seasons without a losing record, even with mediocre teams. That's in a very tough division. That's not easy to do. But that's where I would start to fix the problems on this team. There has to be answers for the deficiencies. There has to be solutions, and this team doesn't have any. Even with Aaron Rodgers, it's not enough, in my opinion. And this team is much further out from a Super Bowl than we thought. My last thought, if they were going to win a Super Bowl, it was going to be this year. Mediocre play throughout the entire AFC. Half the league lost their quarterbacks. Division was up for grabs. A couple of teams really regressed. The Bills being one. The Chiefs another one. And like I said, there's the Ravens, I guess the Dolphins, and then really just everyone else is mediocre. Next year, it's one big if. If we can have an offensive line come in, gel quick, learn a system, actually be effective in a system. If we can get another playmaker, if we can get at least two more playmakers, actually. If the Chiefs continue to stay where they are, regress more. If the Bills can, same thing, continue to regress or stay where they are. If the AFC is mediocre again. If there's a lot of ifs. If Aaron Rodgers can come back and play at a high level, continue to be a top 8 quarterback, top 5, top 8 quarterback, it's one big unknown. If we were going to do it, it was going to be this year. I just don't see it for the next year or for the near future. I really don't. And you're wasting these young, talented players like Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson. You're wasting those precious years on their rookie contracts. I personally don't see him coming back. They've seen what this team is without Aaron Rodgers. So, it was just my thoughts. But, yeah, I think this team is much further away than just a quarterback. Starts from the top down. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and let's go Jets.